Hey, you're watching RTM1. Don't you feel good about yourself? You're one of the few that watched it. High five, USA Kids Club. The Transmasters, which for those of you who don't know, um, they just put up their fall issue of their, I guess, seasonally, quarterly, however you work it out, fanzine. It just went up recently, I think last week, and you guys should go read it. It's transmasters.angelfire.com. And while you're there reading the magazine, look around the site. Some really good stuff, a lot of history there. They're the oldest still running Transformers fan club. Not to mention the first that was given any sort of license, well, not license, just right to do anything from Hasbro. They don't, as long as they're not charging for anything, they can use logos and symbols and all that. And they're really the first to get that agreement from Hasbro, so it's always kind of cool. And while you're at, check out the Facebook page and join. It's free. The Facebook group is pretty fun and active. It's a good time. Speaking of good time, Transformers Universe, the MMO. Tonight, I think another closed beta thing is going to happen. And of course, I didn't get a invite because I guess don't factor in their reasoning or whatever. A little disappointed in that, but at the same time, I work at night, so I guess it doesn't really matter. I'm really looking forward to a chance to play that. I hope whoever reviews it that does get to play it gives a good review. When I say good review, as in tell me about the game instead of saying it sucks, and coming up with creative ways to say it sucks. And also that they don't say it sucks because it doesn't do something another game does. Just compare it as a standalone product is what I'm basically asking. Because I see too many times they're like, well, this is great. And it'd be fine if it wasn't just that, but I played this other thing and it had this, so therefore this other thing is, just give me a standalone review, please. So I really want to play this game, and I'm hoping I get beta access soon enough. Then again, I don't know how they're working this out. Hopefully I can just get to play it soon. I'm really looking forward to that. Regeneration 1, I think it was 86, came out last week. And man, I'm just loving this so much. I wish this was the ongoing IDW mag, not just the Maxi miniseries. Because all their comics are great, don't get me wrong. And, the new Rage of the Dinobots, I really like that being set in the Prime universe, giving some Prime stuff. Had a lot of fun with that. Like More Meets the Eye and Roses, guys. They're really good. In fact, I just downloaded today on my iPad, and I'll probably read them on my phone at work. The new issue of More Than Meets the Eye, as well as the Orion Pack Spotlight. And, pretty much looking forward to reading them. It's just Regeneration 1. I just love it so much. And I know some people are not that big on it, and whatever. I hear some people in their reviews, they seem to be, I don't know, seem to be muddled more, that they're more interested in, the current comics than this one, and that's fine. But me, I wish this was the main thing, because this is the comic I want to read when it comes to Transformers. So I'm really happy that it's there for me to do so. And I'm really hoping that continues on for a while and maybe influences other aspects of the fiction, because, it's just such a brutal and fun book. Really, it's great. Rage of the Dinobots was pretty fun too last week. I was really surprised to see Ultra Magnus in it, and hopefully he gets a bigger role. Dude's got a couple of toys. He should get some more attention than just a panel or a little flash of him somewhere. That'd be pretty cool. Hopefully he gets a good large role. How about Thundertron? What did I just say? I bought Thundertron this past weekend. Such a great toy. I know it seems to be pretty split down the middle in people's opinions of them. And maybe I just get out too much to see some of these problems some people see. That's not a slam against them. It's just some of these standards that people hold toys up to in their review. I just don't have them at all. It's like, I remember reading one guy's review of the Micromaster set that got re-released here as Defensor, and the guy gave them a bad review because they weren't as articulated as Sideburn. And they even noted, I know these are older toys, but being that Sideburn has came out since then, I expect everything to be like Sideburn. And it's like, wow, you're stupid. You don't, you even, this is an old dice. But since it's came out, newer dice has come out. So even though this is a reissue of this piece of this dice, it should be as good as that. I get the feeling that guy accidentally craps his pants a lot because he can't tell the difference between farts and poop. Some people are just, I don't know where they come from. And I'm not just slamming these people, just sometimes it's like, okay, if it's a repaint or like a new figure of an old character or something, I can understand stuff. But when they use other things to compare it to, sometimes they do it in a way that just doesn't make sense to me. It's like, see this Optimus Prime. It's a good quality Legends toy. It looks like Optimus. It does everything I need it to do. And for $5, it's great. However, I have Masterpiece Prime, so this thing is inferior, and you should never buy it because it sucks. Or better yet, this Ninja Turtle toy I have, it has like a different way its things move, and I wish this had that. So I just can't, just because I own that, I can't. People confuse me. I don't know. You know, BotCon recently announced their dates and location, and it's in California, so I'm just sorry guys, I can't go to that. You're talking about an extra $1,000 for a weekend trip. That's just not feasible. I could have really went to last year's in Texas. It's just the timing of the year was terrible, and the way money was working out, I didn't think I was going to be able to go. And by the time it came as gone, I probably could have went, but whatever. It's not the end of the world, but I'd really like to go to another BotCon. California's just, I can't do California for a weekend trip, you know. However, they did announce, well, sorry, I am definitely going to Charticon, though. Before I was like, yeah, maybe I'll show up for a day, you know, to make, you know, drive over Saturday, have some fun, come back Sunday. But now I'm like, you know, I can't even do BotCon. This is going to be my vacation, so Charticon, thumbs up. I was already planning to go to you, but now I'm like putting a lot of hope and expectations on you because you're my main vacation, yo. It looks fun. It looks like a really fun con. Hopefully it works out as great as I'm hoping. You know, SavCon was a lot of fun, so you know, I'm really warming up. I always liked these smaller unofficial cons, and now I'm really warming up to them. BotCon did announce also though that their theme this year is Machine Wars for the toys, and I'm pretty stoked for that. Mainly because Machine Wars has never had a fictional setting. So putting it in the Wings universe, that's basically past or after the G2 redo, that's perfectly fine for me, because that basically means here's where it takes place in a version of the cartoon story. And that works for me, because Machine Wars is basically just Autobots versus Decepticons anyway. So, and it doesn't need its own parallel universe or any crap like that. It just needs to basically have its place in the timeline. And it's got a place in the timeline now, so that's great. Not to mention what makes it cool is Machine Wars was pretty wacky. It was toys, you know, that weren't released here in America in weird colors as certain characters. And being Machine Wars, and being that they said this isn't a remake of Machine Wars, it's basically part 2, as in more characters to the cast and, you know, fleshing it out. I think that's a great idea. Not only that they're not just making classic versions of, you know, KB exclusive toys, it's that they're fleshing it out. So like I said, it has a place to go in a fictional setting, as in more than just the standard guides of Optimus and Megatron. Which, you know, Machine Wars is just, you know, a basic core cast of characters in the end. But not to mention with those wacky colors. Fun Pup has this way of using kind of odd character choices for their, you know, obscure guys and random things, which they should, because as a fan entity, it should really expand on those areas of the fan stuff that the mainstream just doesn't want to care. And I hear some people saying, well, I'm newer into the fan base. Machine Wars doesn't mean anything to me. Well, I hear you. But by that logic, almost everything they've done probably doesn't mean anything to you either. So, if you like it, you like it, and you don't, you don't. That being said, they could, expanding, since they like to use obscure guys and kind of random, you know, different guys, they could pretty much use anybody and do it right. Because with Machine Wars, you know, the bots looked a little different. The colors weren't exactly their classic color changes or color sets. So they literally could be like, okay, you know what? I am going to make a homage to this Bot Shots Brawl in Machine Wars. However, he doesn't have to look anything like this Bot Shots Brawl. He can be purple and pink and have a big smiling face and a crown. And somehow it worked. That's Machine Wars. You know, it doesn't, the toys don't really follow those normal conventions that those characters look like. So they can, hey, we finally got a toy of Devil Zarek in, or Dark Zarek in a U.S. setting. He's repaint a Willy. And it would work, because, you know, hey, he doesn't have to. You know, with Machine Wars, a lot of people are like, why did Machine Wars happen? And, you know, it kind of came out about a little bit after Beast Wars had started, hence the name Machine Wars, I guess, to differentiate it. And, you know, a lot of people have always rumored that Hasbro rep had said they were doing another G1-based vehicle line. And so it's been suggested that that was kind of basically to cover that. Or maybe that was what he was talking about. You know, it was done during the Beast Wars times, why he said that, I guess, to reassure the people who weren't fans of the Beast guys. I always kind of... Sorry, guys, took a cold pill and I'm getting a little loopy. Great, I gotta go to work in a little bit. I always, whoa. I hope this doesn't last. I always, took Machine Wars as sort of an extension of G2, because, you know, not only was it a lot of, you know, G2 molds that hadn't been seen the light or seen the light of day in America, it was, this stuff is strong all of a sudden. It was, you know, just after G2, basically. And I always kind of themed that maybe some of this was plans for the G2 follow-up before they decided to go with Beast Wars. Because if you look online, there's prototypes. A lot of people say it's for a G3 Megatron, and it could have been just for a G2 Megatron, where they'd made like a Megatron turned into a camcorder, and they made it from some of the parts of the tank Megatron and some new parts. And they made you like a working prototype, like a mock-up. And sometimes I wonder if whatever these plans were possibly a Generation 3 toy line or extensions to G2. It's basically what Machine Wars ended up being, is that stuff worked out into a working line. And not to mention, Beast Wars was still kind of a gamble, so I've always ruminated that this was a fail-safe, like, hey, there's a vehicle line out there in case this doesn't catch off, Transformers can continue into that. And that's always been sort of my theory. Either way, I think it's a great opportunity, basically to look into something that hasn't been really looked into. And that's cool, not to mention this kind of obscure, darker, deeper corners of the Transformers world is what a fan club should really look into, so it'd be great. I just hope it's not too out there, like some crazy concept comes and it's just like, why did you go that route? But I trust them to do the right thing. Well, this is Rob, who's suddenly high from cold medicine, signing off for you guys. Make sure you check out tfradio.net for all shows and showtime, and check out our normal programming. Oh, and our friends at the Old Oil House mentioned Operation Beehive this past episode, so hey guys, thanks. It's getting known worldwide, and I really hope it really catches on. So thanks everyone for watching, and see you next time.